We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny southern Scottsdale.
Today, Jill and I talk about how to take full advantage of Land Academy membership. Again,
What?
my first reaction to this whole topic is, this sounds like a sales pitch. I don't want to do it. But then I started thinking about it. I took some notes. I'm like, wow,
It's for the people that are here. Sorry, if you're not a member, this will still be beneficial, I'm sure. But if you are a member, this is going to be very beneficial, especially if you're a new member, because there's a lot of moving parts. And so we're here to kind of describe the components and tell you how to best take advantage of everything.
And how to use it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
John wrote, I'm about to close a deal tomorrow, and I understand I have to register the property, which takes up to several weeks, as I was told at the recorder's office in Los Angeles. How can I sell it in the meantime? Okay, so I'm reading it as he means register. It's going to be recorded.
Recorded.
Okay.
And so, and John's not a member.
Okay.
So it leads me to think he's new.
Mm-hmm.
You can, especially, I know this property's it's in LA,
Mm-hmm.
that you can just record it online.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it within seconds and get a book. They literally stamp the deed. Now they actually have a sticker with a 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional barcode or QR code so they can file it correctly. So once it's called a book and a page. And once you have that, you own it. So if they're several weeks behind, they're not behind on, it's called Zimplifile.
Mm-hmm.
And you can e-record it. So that doesn't, you just got a recorder that is a government employee that doesn't want to do it fast.
Here's the thing too, no matter where you are and what county, this is pretty much universal. So you've got the deed, it's signed, you're sending it in for recording, right? And you're just waiting for it to come back to you. I would totally go ahead, start marketing it, start, doing everything and selling it, because you could sell it and do another deed. And while you're waiting for this one to come back, you could be sending it in for the next person to own it. It could hit, 10 days, 10, whatever it is, later, 10 hours later from when the first one goes in. It doesn't matter. As long as they're recorded in order. And that's really kind of the gist of it. So don't worry about that. I would not wait for, okay, I send it in to be recorded, however I'm doing it.
Just sell it.
Wait for it to come all the way back to me before now I push the button and go to try to sell the property. That's so much valuable time that you could be done and moved on and have the cash.
Exactly.
Good question.
Today's topic, how to take full advantage of the Land Academy membership. This is why you're listening. So you have notes, I see.
I do. So I wanted to, cover everything that there is. There's a lot. When we first launched this in 2015, there was one thing, education. And that was it. And it wasn't even online. It was in DVDs, which oddly enough, I have about 5 sets.
Why is that?
We just, since COVID, we've all decided we don't need our sweet little office that we had in Redondo Beach. So we just closed up our little office there, and going through the cupboards, found 5 sets of the DVDs. And you lovingly said, why the heck are you keeping all 5 sets, Jill? It's like, you only need one. And by the way, I have all the masters. And I'm like, because it's special, and I think they'll be worth something someday. Somebody's going to want some. So at one of our live events, seriously, I'm going to give one away at one of the live events. We're going to love it.
Wow.
It's going to be so,
I see.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Oh, you didn't say that.
It's it's got
That'd
a special binder with a leather binder with the logo imprinted on it. I had little special notepads in there, all the materials. So everything now is online. But anyway, back to the point here. Get to the point, Jill. So Land Academy was just education. And then quickly that came after that was we needed a way to communicate, and you had questions. You needed support. So we added an online community. That's landinvestors.com. Then you need to have access to cheap data and use the tools that we did. Here comes RealQuest Pro. Here comes Title Pro. Here comes DataTree.
So tool by tool, what we did was make available the tools that we use to buy and sell land.
So now it's really 3 components of the membership. You have the education, you have the tools, and you have support. So to really take advantage of those things, I would go through the education first, watch, study, learn everything. As you go through the education, the tools will be mentioned, the tools will be used, and you can start turning them on. And how to find them and use them and turn them on and get access, that's all in your new member guide. So that's your best reference there. And then the third thing is support. You're going to have questions at the beginning, the middle, probably forever in your career, you'll have questions. And where's the best place for that? There's a couple. We have our online community, landinvestors.com. We have accountability groups you can ask there. We have weekly member calls. Those are every Thursday afternoon. I'm going to get back to that in just a second. And then we have, now we've added a new chat thing in Discord. We can get really up to the date chats. And then in addition to all the normal channels, Facebook and YouTube and things like that. There's so much out there that you could be doing. So the point is, I don't want you to, you don't have to be the, put your mouth on the, fire hose, because there's so much. Find out which way sings to you, what's the easiest for you, and just get involved, and you'll get with a crowd. And then as you get more experienced, you can add a layer, add something new, add a new tool, something like that. My number one resource for me, if it was me and I was brand new and I had questions or something, my number one would be, honestly, is our member calls. I think those Thursday member calls are priceless. And those are even recorded. So for you as a member, you can go back and listen and watch, and they go back years. There's a lot of content there.
Here's the biggest value, and it doesn't get talked about enough, and that's going to change, is the relationships, the lifelong partnerships that people form, member-to-member partnerships, professional partnerships. I get a personal email once a week, at least once a week, from somebody saying, I met my business partner at the live event, and we just completed our 150th deal. We've made well over $1 million net. Right. I can't thank you guys enough. If there's anything you need, let me know. So between people in our group either have way too much money and they don't have any interest in learning how to send out mail and doing deals, right, or they have no money or little money, or they just choose not to spend a lot of it, and they send out mail and create deals. And so our job is to put those people together. And that's happening more and more and more. In fact, we are soon going to roll in an environment that does that very effectively, more than just like, hey, I'm Steve and I have a bunch of money. Do you have a deal for me?
Exactly.
Huge
what's
benefit.
your number one? What's your number one? If you were brand new, what would be your number one go-to tool source?
Land Tank.
Just get deals funded.
Yeah, I mean, here's a raw numbers from a research standpoint. The data is incredibly cheap. The mail is incredibly cheap. The service, I've been using O2O with a new assistant. The assistant's new.
O2O is our mail company. It's offers and the number 2 owners.com.
And the new assistant's like, this is the greatest tool there ever was, because it allows him to concentrate on putting together and pricing a good data set. And then O2O does everything else. I mean, it's literally send a spreadsheet and that's it. I mean, it's built for, it's not just a print company. It's built for what we do.
Right.
So that's an amazing tool in and of itself. But I really think in the bitter end, the number one benefit of belonging to this group is the interaction with other people. Like we were on a call a couple of days ago. Somebody had said, "What'd you do this deal?" We put it up on the screen, and somebody else in the group said, "Oh, I just pass on a
Yeah.
bunch of properties in that subdivision. And I did all the research, and it's not at any price. It's not a good deal.
Yep.
That's priceless.
Mhm.
How much time did they save that person just
Mhm.
by being in that group? So
Exactly.
it's the relationships. And
Yeah.
I thought, usually you're the people person,
Mhm.
and usually I'm the data and the money person. But without a great partner, I don't know. I wouldn't. I did this alone myself for a lot of years. And a lot of years just making faces.
Mhm.
And it's a lot more fun and a lot more profitable with a good partner.
Well, I have a great partner too.
Thank you, Joe.
Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week. You can find us right here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the Land Academy Show is called The Top 5 Mistakes New Land Investors Make. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
Oh, that's going to be good. We should write down our own separate 5.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, and then not share them.
Perfect.
And then we'll read them live as we record. That would be so cool. Hey, if you're interested in learning more about us or what we do, check out landacademy.com or houseacademy.com. As you can tell by this show, we provide the education, tools, and support you need to be flipping property like the pros. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
And inspiration.
to buy undervalued property.
Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week. You can find us right here on the Land Academy Show.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.